So it's been a little while since I've made a video. It's been a big year for us. Namely, we've moved. We moved across the country. We swapped country living for coastal living. It's gorgeous, but a big move, a lot of time. And I haven't abandoned my Instant Pot. I use it quite regularly. I have discovered the air fryer in the last 6 to 9 months, which I love. The air fryer, I don't know which one I love more. I love the air fryer and I love the Instant Pot. But anyway, it's been Christmas crazy around here, and I thought, well, we needed to do a video for the new year. And we're all getting over the flu. I don't know if you can tell from my terrible complexion. And I'm not wearing makeup, whatever. We've had the flu during Christmas, so it was not the most fun. And anyway, ready for a new year, a new recipe, whatever. And I thought, what better way to start the new year on Simply Delicious than to do a low country boil, because we live at the water. And low country boil is one of the easiest things to do in the Instant Pot. So let's look over here and I'll show you what you need. Your standard low country boil is, red potatoes, corn, sausage, and shrimp or whatever seafood you want. So I use the andouille sausage for my husband because he loves the traditional hot sausage. And then I do the sweet apple chicken sausage for my toddler and myself because I love it. I mean, this is really, really good if you've never had it. I just get this at Food Lion. It's nothing special. I'm thawing my shrimp. Even though I live at the coast, every bit of this you can buy at your grocery store. I got this at Food Lion. See? I just got whatever was on sale. These were $7.99 a bag right now, which is a great price. And I like to get the easy peel because they're awesome. And I like to leave the shells on them for flavor. So I get the deveined tail on easy peel. Super easy. I'm just letting them thaw out with some cold water. And then the one special thing I'm doing since it's New Year's is I went in the frozen section and I got me some crab legs. They were on sale for $9.99 a pound, which is not bad. It's not a bad price. But I promise you, we have not gotten crab legs in North Carolina. So these came from Alaska or Maine or wherever they come from frozen. You can get this at your grocery store across the country. But I'm going to do that. That's my special thing since it's New Year's. The one kind of strange thing that I like is this is my air fryer. I told y'all how much I love that, right? I don't like to do my corn in my boil because it gets kind of soggy. And I have found that I really, really love air fryer corn. And it takes 8 minutes to cook. So I just throw that in my air fryer, put that on top, and plate it up. But anyway, I'm going to two-pot this tonight because I'm going to do my traditional low country boil in here with my shrimp and everything. And then I'm going to do my crab legs in my big old pressure cooker / canner that I have here because I got a bunch. I got 2.5 pounds. So I'm going to do those separate. You don't have to. But if you were making a smaller quantity, but I'm going big. It's New Year's. So anyway, let me get all this stuff prepped up. So the layering of the ingredients in your pot is important. I do my potatoes. I usually have them because I try to make them about the same size if I can. Sometimes those red potatoes are really huge, so I quarter them, but they're about, halved here. You layer your potatoes first, okay? Potatoes first. And then I've got my sausage all cut up. And then you just put the sausage right on top. Nothing fancy. Now, if you were doing the traditional way of doing this, you would just put your mini corn pieces, your half ears of corn that you've cut up, or I buy them frozen minis. But you would put the corn on top of there if you wanted to do it all together. I don't like my corn mushy, so I'm going to air fry my corn because it gives it a little extra oomph. But if you were going to layer your corn, you would put your corn right here if you wanted to, okay? So what you're going to need is a beer. I use whatever I've got in my fridge. Land Shark, anything works really, but whatever I have in my fridge is what goes in there. I just need 10 to 12 ounces of beer. And I like to use the Zatarain's crab boil seasoning. It comes in a bag here, and I reuse it over and over again because there's so much. That's why it's in a Ziploc, because we do this regularly. But there's so much that comes in this little bag. Like, I'll show you. It's ridiculous. Like, it comes in this little bag, and I just use it because I only need like 7 teaspoons. This was a recipe that I found a long time ago that I have modified many times over since I had it. I'd give credit to where I originally found it, but I don't remember where it was. And I have changed quite a bit about it to suit our taste. We don't like things super uber spicy. But anyway, you're going to need crab boil seasoning. I like this one. You can use other brands, whatever. You need 10 to 12 ounces of beer. You need some salt, some black pepper, some lemon juice, 2 bay leaves, and I like to throw up some just trash lemon slices on the top because I like it. But anyway, that's pretty easy. So pour your frothy nice little beer in there. You'll use every bit of it. And then you're going to need 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. I just get the regular old lemon juice that you get in the, grocery store. I've got 7 teaspoons of the crab boil seasoning in there. 7 teaspoons, you heard that right, it's a lot. And I've got 1 teaspoon of salt and about a half teaspoon of some black pepper, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and my beer. And then I just kind of stir it up. This is real technical, isn't it? Just kind of stir it up. I like how the beer makes it frothy. FYI, I don't like beer. I don't like the taste of it, but none of this tastes like beer. Anyway, you get it? You just pour it over here. That's all you do. Pour the whole thing in your pot. And then, when you're for good measure, put your 2 bay leaves on top. And that's it. We need to close the lid on this sucker. Make sure your ring is seated and proper and everything like that. Set your valve to airtight. Mine is the Ultra, so it does it automatically. And you're going to pressure cook this sucker for a whopping 4 minutes. Now, if you decide you want to do the corn in here, which you can, or you had any part of this that was frozen, like maybe the sausage or something, you would want to do 5 minutes. But if it's all raw, which I've got my raw potatoes, I've got my sausage, I'm just going to do 4 minutes on high, okay? That's it. That'll take a little bit to come to pressure. And after it cooks 4 minutes, you want to let it hang out for about 8 minutes before you quick release it. And my corn over here in my air fryer is going to be set to 380, okay? I like to preheat mine. You don't have to, but I do. So I preheat mine to 380, and it is going to cook for 8 minutes. And I'll shake it once in between to, give it a chance to, do its thing. But anyway, all I did was put a little bit of olive oil in here with salt and pepper. That's it. That's all. And this is partially frozen, so this might take a touch longer than 8 minutes. I'll watch it. Okay, the crab legs. I just put some water, a little bit more of my crab seasoning, and some lemon juice in here. Yeah, I don't know. I've got maybe 1.5 cups, 2 cups. I didn't measure it. But you don't want much water. You just want enough to steam it, okay? You want your crab legs to be frozen, okay? So they're frozen. I'm just going to set them right in here, and I'm going to steam them. And my shrimp, they're just hanging out right here. My jumbo shrimp, I am going to cook those last because they take like less than 4 minutes, and I cook them by the saute function in the cooking liquid after I've gotten all my guts out. So it's kind of like a little bit of an orchestra here, all these moving parts, but it's super easy, and this will feed an army. You don't have to make it this complicated either. I've just made it complicated because I'm trying to do something a little special since it's New Year's Eve. And, it's New Year's Eve in our new home. I'm just trying to make it special. But anyway, so I'm going to let that, it's preheating right now. It's not even cooking yet. When that actually starts to cook, for the 4 minutes that I have set for, that's when I'm going to put my corn on. I'm going to put my corn in the basket and let it go. And I'm going to go ahead and get this started here because all I'm going to do is cook this for 3 minutes. That's it. I'm going to put these frozen crab legs, I've got 2.5 pounds. I'm going to cook those in that pot with that little bit of liquids, with just a little bit of seasoning. I mean, you could use Old Bay or something like that if you wanted. I just used what I had. Lemon, water, a little bit of crab boil. But I'm going to cook that on high pressure for 3 minutes. And you don't even have to, you can quick release that, but it's going to take a minute for that to come to pressure because that's a pretty big pot. So I'm going to get all these parts going so they will hopefully end around the same time. So I've got my corn in my air fryer, that's all I do. Just put it in there, a little olive oil, salt and pepper. And that's going to go for 8 minutes. I'll shake it in the middle, make sure it's going. This one right here is preheating. You can't tell because I have a weird pressure cooker. But I have this on high pressure for 3 minutes. You can do this in your Instant Pot, okay? You just do it manual for 3 minutes. But it's going to take a minute, and this one over there is doing its thing. And this will all come together. Trust me on that. 1, 2, 3 pots going tonight. It's New Year's Eve. Holla! So this is done cooking. This is done cooking. It's going to keep warm for 8 minutes, and then I'm going to quick release it. So let that hang out for 8 minutes. In the meantime, my crab legs are completely done. I don't want them to naturally release, so I'm going to quick release them, which on this one is very easy. Oh, it's steaming now. So, quick release the crab legs. 8 minutes on that, and we'll be good to go. All right. You want to see the crab legs? Oh, how easy is that? I mean, 3 minutes high pressure. That's it, and they're perfectly steamed. Golly, it's so easy. I swear to goodness, you'll spend more time washing dishes and waiting for this meal to cook than you are actually doing any cooking. This bad boy's been going on for 8 minutes. So I got my snorkel on here. I'm gonna quick release it now. It'll take a little bit of time, not bad. In the meantime, I'm starting to plate up my stuff. I like to use this so that we can just throw it away after we're done. I get a big thing full of, big aluminum pan. And I get me a trash bucket. But the crab legs are perfect. This is done. And I'm just going to saute my shrimp. Got my stuff here. And this is real technical. What I do now is I use the ladle thing because I don't want to lose my liquid. I want to saute my shrimp in the liquid. I just take my thing and fill my pot up. Everything is perfectly cooked. I mean, perfect. You don't have to worry about fishing out bay leaves or anything. I mean, this is a free-for-all when you serve it, so, everybody gets the junk out anyway. Just a minute, baby. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I've pretty much fished out everything. Now, I need to put my corn in here. So my corn is done. It's been air frying while I've been doing that. See? Got nice and brown. That's how I like it. I like it when it starts to get a little brown. Okay, so now what you need to do is turn this little sucker back on. Okay? Put it down to saute. You want to saute it? It doesn't really matter about the minutes because you're gonna. I like to saute it on high. Press start. This thing is already pretty daggone hot. So what I do is I add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter in here. I'm trying not to get my hand in there because it's very, very, very hot. So let that butter melt up, and then we're going to do our shrimp in batches. It won't take but just a couple minutes. It cooks so fast. Once my butter's melted, this is already boiling. I mean, this doesn't take any time because it was so hot from the pressure cooking. What I do next is I start dropping shrimp. That's all. You don't want to overcrowd it, okay? But you want to cook your shrimp in it'll probably take 2 batches for 1 bag. Okay? And just start dropping shrimp. Pretty easy. Right. So you can see when you drop shrimp, it starts turning pink pretty fast. When it's pink all over, scoop this out and put your next batch in. I mean, it will take just like 2 to 3 minutes, if that, because it is so stinking hot. You don't want to overcook your shrimp. Tough shrimp is not good. All right, just drop my last batch of shrimp in there. I'm telling you, it turns pink so fast. But you want it to be pink, okay? And see how the shell is starting to pull away? That's how you know it's done. It only takes like 2 or 3 minutes in that hot liquid to cook, okay? But you want it to be that nice orangey color, okay? Don't want to have any gray showing. And this sucker's almost done. I'm telling you, the cleanup's more than the cooking. So that's it. It's all plated up. Fancy, huh? You could easily do twice the amount of protein in here that I did. But I have a family of 2 and a toddler, so 2.5. We don't need that much. I don't like a lot of waste. And seafood's one thing I don't really like to reheat up much. But that's it. Low country boil. You figure 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes total cooking time, really. You can do all of this in under 40 minutes when it comes to pressure and all that. Super easy. You spend more time waiting and more time cleaning your pot afterwards than you do in any of the prep work. And look how amazing that is. This is the wow factor. I like to do this when we have guests come over too, because it's easy to put together. Everybody loves it, and people are like, oh wow, so impressive. It's not impressive. It's just really, really easy, simple, good food.